Any problems in SEZ? Because I last part थोड़ा जल्दी में कर दिया मैंने. Specific area का size या what do you mean by domestic tariff rules? What is the domestic tariff area? Clear with this? Or secondly, WTO issues कहाँ कहाँ है? That is where we can give the subsidy. We should not, एक चीज़ याद रखना, we should not give the subsidy on the export based subsidy, that is based on the tax. We should give subsidy that is based on, we should give the subsidy that is based on the import services, and we should develop the SEZs in such a manner that all the facilities are there in the regions of an SEZ. Fine. So, can you answer the question why SEZs have not picked up in India? Fine. I'll take one more question. What is the difference between SEZs and National Manufacturing Investment Zones? National Manufacturing Investment Zones. Difference between SEZs and National Manufacturing Investment Zones, NMIZs. कितने NMIZs, National Manufacturing Investment Zones? You can just take it in points if you want. National Manufacturing Investment Zones. So, National Manufacturing Investment Zones are outcome of National Manufacturing Policy of 2011. National Manufacturing Policy 2011. These are large zones. These are large zones. These are large zones. चाहिए? Dedicated for the development of areas, dedicated for promotion of, dedicated for the promotion of world class manufacturing activity. World class promotion, world class manufacturing activity. 3 NMIZs have been given final approval. 3 NMIZs have been given final approval. These are Prakasham, Andhra Pradesh, Sangareddy, Telangana, Sangareddy, Telangana, and Kalinganagar, Orissa. We said there are 13. Final approval has been given only to 3. These are already manufacturing smaller towns, industrial complexes. अब उनको NMI's head में convert करना है. These are already industrial complexes. इनको अप्रूवल अभी मिला है. Besides this, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor will also have 8 national NIMZs. Will also have NIMZs, National Investment and Manufacturing Zones. Will also have NIMZs, National Investment and Manufacturing Zones. Also have National Investment and Manufacturing Zones. So question है, what is the difference? देखो, and word में ही there is a difference. Why are SEZs, Special Economic Zones, किसके लिए है? For export. ये किसके लिए है? For manufacturing activity. They are not concentrating on export. This is for the manufacturing activity. Fine. SEZs are of the central government. State governments का थोड़ा कम say होता है. This is in collaboration with the center and the state government. इनका basic objective is to manufacture, create a propulsive firm and create employment in the region. Fine. SEZs का है to just bring in the foreign exchange to the country. Fine. So the major difference, first major difference, नहीं, मैं दिखाऊं, पूरा मैप दिखाता हूं. NIMZs are based on the principle of industrial growth. In partnership with the states. For manufacturing and employment generation. These are crucial to government's national manufacturing policy. Which aims to increase the share of manufacturing, from the present. कितना है manufacturing का share present? From the present 16%. ये जितने भी facts तुम्हें याद है एक पेपर पे लिख देना, मैं सबको बता दूंगा. What are the sources? सबको फायदा हो जाएगा. From present 16% to 25%. From to 25% in next 10 years. Manufacturing today. Manufacturing 16% of GDP. Manufacturing activity is 16% of the GDP to 25%. Manufacturing is 16%. $17.1. Agriculture is 17.1. It also aims to create 100 million jobs. million jobs. 100, so million jobs, 100 million jobs. Government का aim है ये to declare them as an, to allow their efficient functioning, to allow their efficient functioning. It is, they will be declared as industrial township. They will be declared as industrial township. To allow their efficient functioning, they will be declared as industrial township. Under the Article 243Q. Under the Article 243Q of the Indian Constitution. मतलब इसको एक ऑटोनमस बॉडी का स्टेटस दे देंगे सिमिलर टू म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशंस. आर्टिकल 243Q ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. इसको स्टेटस विल बी सेम लाइक अ म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन विच आर ऑटोनमस, विच कैन टेक देयर ओन डिसीजंस टू सर्टेन एक्सटेंट. फाइन, ये किसी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर ज्यादा डिपेंडेंट नहीं रहेंगे. दे कैन float their own bonds, they can float their own infrastructure, they can have their own finance. Getting it? That is why Article 243 SEZs के लिए ऐसा कुछ नहीं है provision. Fine, that is the basic difference. Next point. क्या? नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जोन्स नहीं, हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में आर्टिकल मेंशन्ड है. म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशंस 74th अमेंडमेंट, 73rd and 74th अमेंडमेंट एक्ट. सो 74th अमेंडमेंट एक्ट में म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन, तो उनको म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन का दर्जा मिलेगा. फाइन, क्यों? ताकि वो किसी के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट ना रह सके. उनका खुद का टैक्स हो, उनका खुद का वाटर सप्लाई हो, उनका खुद का इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हो, उनकी खुद की सर्विसेज हो. दैट इज वाई. So that ये infrastructural bottlenecks will be removed. इसको डेवलप करेगा स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन खुद को क्या डेवलप करता है? इट विल बी डेवलप्ड बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. नेक्स्ट, they will act as a special purpose vehicles. They will act as a special purpose vehicle. What is a special purpose vehicle? Special purpose vehicle, उस काम के लिए there is certain kind of an department created. Fine. After creating the department, उसका खुद का एक budget होता है, and that budget is used for the final outcome. That is what is known as a special purpose vehicle. For example, एक department, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रेलवेज के अंदर एक डिपार्टमेंट है रेलवेज, एक डिपार्टमेंट है कैटरिंग. फाइन. So this is the special purpose vehicle. It is not dependent upon the financial grants given by the ministries. There will be a special purpose vehicle which will do planning, which will do planning, which will do planning, comma, clearance, give clearances for the setting up of industries, give clearances for the setting up of industries, as well as will engage in pollution and environmental protection. Engage in pollution and environmental protection. Pollution and environmental protection. Pollution से protection and environmental protection. They will be conceived as large integrated townships. They will be conceived as large integrated townships. Integrated townships with the state of art technology, with the state of art technology, state of art technology, comma, separate land zone planning, separate land zone planning. What do you mean by separate land zone planning? Residential zone, industrial zone, education zone, separate land zone planning. And having its own social infrastructure, having its own social infrastructure, having its own social infrastructure. The idea of the government, is to set up large SEZs, which are similar to China, under NMIZs, Understanding? कुछ नहीं SEZs ही है, बट चाइना जैसा SEZs, बिकॉज वी कैनॉट से कि हम SEZ की पॉलिसी अब चेंज कर रहे हैं, हमने गलती की तो उनको एक नया नाम दे दिया, व्हाट आर नोन एज NMIZs. एंड उसके साथ साथ SEZs आर ओनली फॉर द मार्केट, ओनली फॉर द एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट. दिस विल बी इवन फॉर द डोमेस्टिक मार्केट, कि पूरा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग विल बी लोकेटेड इन दैट रीजन. वेदर इट विल बी सक्सेसफुल और नॉट डिपेंड करता है स्किल्स के, बट मेक इन इंडिया हैज नॉट बीन सक्सेसफुल अभी तक. फाइन, स्किल डेवलपमेंट हैज नॉट बीन सक्सेसफुल. सेंटर स्टेट डिस्प्यूट क्या है? नहीं, स्टेट्स तो खुद SEZs डेवलप करते थे, कोई डिस्प्यूट नहीं है SEZs में, कोई डिस्प्यूट नहीं है. बट प्रॉब्लम होता था कि SEZs वेर गिवन ओनली टू सम डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स, कि देयर वाज नो रैशनलाइजेशन ऑफ द SEZs, सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक SEZ था. सो उसमें मैन्युफैक्चरिंग नहीं होती थी. अब ये सिर्फ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए. SEZ कैन बी ऑफ 5 हेक्टेयर्स, कैन बी ऑफ 10 हेक्टेयर्स. ये मिनिमम होगा 2500 हेक्टेयर का, 5000 एकड़ की एरिया. दैट विल बी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जोन. इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ कि इट विल बी सेम लाइक चाइना, एंड नो रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इसमें, नो IT इंडस्ट्रीज इसमें कोर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होगा. हाउसिंग के लिए, हाउसिंग के लिए जो SEZs चेंज कर दिए हाउसिंग के लिए, ऑब्वियसली टाउनशिप्स तो होंगी ही. 1/3 एरिया है, 1/3 एरिया स्कूल्स, 1/3 एरिया रेसिडेंशियल, 1/3 एरिया फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. 33, यस, इनका सिर्फ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पे होगा. प्रोडक्ट एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ कॉमर्स से होगा अगर इफ देयर इज अ डिमांड. वो आगे है. डिफरेंस क्या है? और डिफरेंस, while the SEZs can be of any size, the minimum size for NMIZ, the minimum size for NMIZ minimum size for NMIZ is 5000 hectares, पहले 2500 हेक्टेयर रखा था, अब इट हैज बीन इंक्रीज टू 5000 हेक्टेयर्स. कौन सा? Next. There is no provision of zero import duty. There is no provision of zero import duty. There is no provision of zero import duty. In NMIZs, in NMIZs. Third, कहाँ पे है जीरो इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटी के प्रोविजंस? इन SEZs. थर्ड, सब कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग ऑफ लेबर, सब कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग ऑफ लेबर is not allowed. Subcontracting of labor is not allowed in NMIZs, and at least 30% should be reserved for manufacturing. Should be reserved for manufacturing. Should be reserved for manufacturing. The major NMIZs are, major NMIZs are, you can draw this diagram, दिख रहा है? न्यू दिल्ली, गाजियाबाद, दादरी, नोएडा, कुरुक्षेत्र, नीमराणा, बवाल, मानेसर, यह है एक, that is one circle here. दूसरा झांसी, फाइन, अयोध्या, जोधपुर, पाली, मारवाड़, अहमदाबाद, धोलेरा, धार, पीथमपुर, मोहो, शेंद्रा, दिगी, कोलार, तुंगभद्रा, चित्तौर, प्रकाशम, रंगारेड्डी, मेदक, कलिंगानगर, नागपुर. These are the major NMIZs in India. औरिया, नागपुर में भी यही हाल है. नागपुर में भी यही हाल है, सिर्फ पॉलिसीज लॉन्च हो रही है, बट वी कैन नॉट. बट वी शुड ड्रॉ द मैप ऑफ इंडिया. यही होता है, पर अभी ये तो 2011 में है, 2011 की पॉलिसी है, एंड दिस इज इन द करंट अफेयर्स, दैट इज व्हाई आई एम डूइंग इट. हैड ये 2 साल पहले की बात होती तो आई वुड नॉट हैव डन इट, बट दिस इज इन करंट अफेयर्स. इसी साल मई की बात है. फाइन. शेंद्रा SEZ जो है वहां पे भी यही हो रहा है. ओनली द प्रॉपर्टी रेट्स आर इंक्रीजिंग एंड पीपल आर इन्वेस्टिंग द मनी थिंकिंग कि ये जब SEZ हो जाएगा देन इट विल गिव देम गुड रिटर्न्स. मतलब NMIZ हो जाएगा तो इट विल गिव देम गुड रिटर्न्स. See, सिर्फ डिक्लेयर करने से नहीं हो पाएगा. वी विल हैव टू चेंज द एंटायर सपोर्ट सिस्टम, वी विल हैव टू चेंज द एंटायर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, प्रोवाइड देम प्रॉपर. स्किल्स लगेंगी. AURA Aurya. जो एक बार मैंने आपको स्टोरी बताई थी कि हाउ politicians have taken the land etc. कैसे that is all of Shindra SEZ, an national manufacturing zone, investment zone. बीदर गुलबर्गा कर्नाटका. रामनाथपुरम. चित्तूर. प्रकाशम. क्या फिर से गलती हो रही है? You see how they are located in the interiors, and roads are not yet made. Roads बनने में अभी तक टाइम है. प्रकाशम AP मैप में. प्रकाशम. मेदक रंगारेड्डी in the interiors in Telangana and Kalinganagar. You don't have to remember everything. Can I continue? In addition to this, certain other provisions of these zones are, exemption from the capital gains tax, Does capital gains tax apply to SEZs? कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स अप्लाई होता है SEZ को? यस. टैक्स हॉलीडे होता है इनकम टैक्स पे. 50% इनकम टैक्स रिबेट इन द फर्स्ट 10 years, 25% इनकम टैक्स रिबेट इन द नेक्स्ट 10 years. बट कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स हमेशा लिया जाता है. Exemption from the capital gains tax. I guess you already know what is a capital gains tax. क्या होता है? कॉर्पोरेट पे टैक्स, प्रॉपर्टी पे. कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स मीन्स एनी टैक्स, a tax on anything जिसमें appreciation होता है in the value, not depreciation. Appreciation will be on fixed deposit, capital gains tax. Appreciation will be on gold, capital gains tax. Appreciation will be on the property. Appreciation will be on the painting of famous painter Leonardo da Vinci का painting है आपके पास, M.F. Hussain का painting है. After 10 years you are having the painting of M.F. Hussain. So M.F. Hussain का painting is, because she was listening with so interest, मुझे लगा. So M.F. Hussain का some painting is there with you and you sell it, you will get obviously profit. That is what is the capital gains tax. Fine. कोई भी appreciating asset पे for longer time is capital. Shares, capital gains tax. So प्रीलिम्स में कभी कभी देते हैं वो लिस्ट और पूछते हैं इनमें से किस पे कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स होगा कि नहीं. जस्ट पुट द सिंपल लॉजिक कि इसका बाद में आगे जाके रेट बढ़ेगा या कम होगा. इफ इट इज इंक्रीजिंग, कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स. इफ इट इज डिप्रिशिएटिंग, नो कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स. फाइन. सेकंड, they will be allowed to raise external commercial borrowings. They will be allowed to raise external commercial borrowings. Third, buildings will be green buildings. Buildings will be green buildings. And fourth, rainwater harvesting will be compulsory. Rainwater harvesting will be compulsory. Conclusion, though they have been identified as large industrial townships, certain issues are, or there are certain hurdles such as, first, land acquisition, second, no interest shown by the companies, in the greenfield projects, third, physical infrastructure is still in the process of building. Is still in the process of building. And external linkages to NIMZs in the form of railway, roadways, are not properly developed. And the last, skill development is the major issue. Skill development is the major issue. Skill development is the major issue. Fine. So this is all about the SEZs and National Manufacturing Investment Zones. There has been no question on the National Manufacturing Investment Zones, so इसको properly करके जाना. Fertilizer industry, open the handout, easy है. Introduction can be anything. India जो मैंने दिया है, it can be the introduction, या आपका खुद का हो सकता है, that India is agriculturally dependent country or agriculturally the most important country, having more than, should I start? Having more than 50% of the people in the agriculture, and इसलिए fertilizers will always play an important role. मैंने geographical point से start किया है, that is Indian soil is deficient in phosphorus, nitrogen and potassium. It is not so good in this. Fine, potash content to some of the extent is good in India, but India में बाकी phosphorus content and nitrogen content is very less, and therefore fertilizer industry in India has a great demand. And plus you can talk about the how much people are engaged in agriculture. More than 50% of the people is engaged in agricultural activities, and therefore fertilizer industry will play an important role. Fine. Factors affecting the location of fertilizer industry. सबसे पहले, location is closely related to the petrochemical industries. Why petrochemical industries? Because 70% of the plants producing nitrogenous fertilizer use naphtha as a basic raw material. Naphthalene balls. Now that is naphtha as a basic raw material, and naphthalene balls is an outcome of petrochemical complexes. Fine. Therefore, many fertilizer plants are always located near the oil refineries. कौन सी है नीचे के डायग्राम में से ऑयल रिफाइनरी के पास? That entire diagram is for the fertilizer plant located near the oil refineries. Can you see the diagram? Bhatinda, oil refinery, fertilizer plant. Baroni, oil refinery, fertilizer plant. Namrup, oil refinery, fertilizer plant. Digboi. Then Kandla, Hazira. Hazira is one of the best industrial complexes in India. Trombay, Mumbai, petrochemical industry, that is fertilizer plants located near the petrochemical industry. There are certain fertilizer plants which will not be located near the petrochemical industry, तो उनके लिए raw material क्या है? जो बाहर निकलता है slug, that is the waste material from the iron and steel industry is used as a raw material for the fertilizer industry. Agglomeration effect देखो. Fine? So that is the second plant. Some plants draw their feedstock. Feedstock means जो अंदर जा रहा है, raw material is also known as the feedstock from the slug produced in the steel plants as well as in the coke. Therefore, such fertilizer plants are located near iron and steel industries as well as near the power plants. Next diagram. इसमें से सब कुछ याद मत रखो, कुछ कुछ याद रखो। जो कौन से याद रखने हैं, नेवेली, नेवेली, फिर तालचेर, दुर्गापुर, राउरकेला। क्या है ये? आयरन एंड स्टील बेस्ड। सी हैव अ स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द आंसर, मोस्ट ऑफ देम पेट्रोकेमिकल इंडस्ट्री, कुछ आयरन एंड स्टील इंडस्ट्री। पॉइंट नंबर 3, phosphatic fertilizer plants are based on the mineral phosphates which is available. Mineral phosphate is found in rocks which is available in MP, UP and Rajasthan. Mineral phosphate available in MP, UP and Rajasthan. And in the above map, whatever the plants in which I have shown like this, they are fertilizer plants based on the raw materials. Single dot hai, that is our fertilizer plants based on the iron and steel industry. If there are the 2 dots in circle, 1 dot and circle, it is the phosphate based fertilizer industry. Getting it? Some plants have coastal location as they are based on the imported raw material. You have just seen the coastal location of the plants. Imported raw material पे पिछले diagram में ही है, Trombay, Kandla, Hazaria, etc. In the recent years, natural gas pipelines have facilitated the widespread distribution of the fertilizer plants in India. Why natural gas pipelines have? Because through this you can transport the slug, you can transport the raw material all across the India. For example, बैलेंस रीजनल डेवलपमेंट के चैप्टर में हमें ये पाइपलाइन सेपरेटली करनी है. दिस इज व्हाट इज नोन एज द फेमस HBJ pipeline. It takes the natural gas from here, it takes the natural gas from here, then it transfers it to all this region. Fine? So this has allowed the transfer of fertilizer plants. Yeah, fertilizer plants can become decentralized. From this area they can go into the interior area. That is what is the famous HBJ pipeline. So if you go to the next, the HBJ pipeline has given rise to 6 Hazaria, Bijapur, Jagdishpur, HBJ, BBB, BV, Bijapur या Vijapur, not Karnataka wala Bijapur. It is sometimes written as Bijapur also, it is sometimes written as Vijapur also. HBJ is in your NCRTs. इस diagram में दिया है HVJ. Fine? Has given rise to 6 gas-based fertilizer plants, that is Vijapur और Bijapur. इसलिए मैंने दोनों दिए हैं. Same doubt. Bracket में देखना, box में दोनों दिए हैं. Change the page. Given rise to 6 gas-based pipelines, fertilizer plants, that is the Bijapur or Vijapur in MP, Jagdishpur, UP, Onla, UP, Gadipan near Kota, Rajasthan, Babrala, UP, Saharanpur, UP. अब 6 के 6 कैसे याद रखोगे? कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Has given rise to 6 fertilizer plants. Example: Bijapur, Saharanpur, and Jagdishpur. HBJ pipeline. So दो तो उसी में है. Fine. Saharanpur is very near here. आगे जाके यही example use करना. Use this example as the role of the pipelines in the balanced regional development. With the success of green revolution and the extension of irrigation facilities, the demand for fertilizer industry have increased, and therefore it is one of the fastest growing industry in India. Fine. Major producers are Gujarat. If you want to remember the name, remember the easy ones जो बार बार आता है. What are the easy ones? Kandla, Hazira, and Surat. Tamil Nadu, Neyveli, iron and steel industry based plant. Ranipet, Ennore, Coimbatore. यूपी जितने भी पुर है, कानपुर, फुलपुर, फाइन, गोरखपुर and Jagdishpur. So remember only two names. Is there fertilizer plant in Gorakhpur? ये मुझे सुनना था, कब का बंद है, फाइन, बट अभी भी बुक्स में अपडेटेड नहीं है, अभी भी हम पढ़ते हैं. हाँ, प्लांट है, चल रहा है कि नहीं चल रहा है ये मत पूछो, फाइन, बट प्लांट है. महाराष्ट्र, मुंबई, ट्रॉम्बे. विशाखापट्टनम. Why they have not? Acha, you are saying why they have not set up in Visakhapatnam. Don't know why they have not set up. I really don't know why, because this has been a green revolution ka region. There should be a industry, but maybe reason can be because this is used for aquaculture. So fertilizer industry will pollute the water. That is why they have not set up here. This region is very famous for aquaculture. Petrochemical industries are polluting. Fine. Therefore, petrochemical industries यहाँ पे भी नहीं है. People oppose the petrochemical industries in this region. Trade. Though India is the third largest producer, there is a big gap between demand and supply, and therefore India meets around 50% of its demand through inputs. Recent issues. Make in India is encouraging fertilizer production to the extent that Indian government wants it to become self-sufficient by 2021. This is our target. 2021 tak we have to become self-sufficient. New urea policy is based on incentivizing the production of urea. Fine. Third point is very important. इसीलिए what she said वो शुरू होने वाला है ये third point के कारण. जितने भी महारत्नास है ऑयल के एंड कोल के, दे आर नाउ इन्वेस्टिंग मनी टू स्टार्ट द ओल्ड फर्टिलाइजर प्लांट्स व्हिच हैव गॉट क्लोज्ड डाउन. दैट इज द थर्ड पॉइंट. कोल एंड ऑयल सेक्टर PSUs आर इन्वेस्टिंग अराउंड 50,000 crores टू रिवाइव क्लोज्ड फर्टिलाइजर प्लांट्स. एग्जाम्पल गोरखपुर प्लांट. फोर्थ example, Gorakhpur plant. Fourth, government has cleared the outstanding subsidies of the bad loans. Government ने clear कर दिया of the fertilizer plants, and therefore fertilizer industry can become, ये government का target area है, याद रखना. क्वेश्चन आएगा फर्टिलाइजर में से क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट का टारगेट एरिया. पिछले साल क्वेश्चन आया था SEZ में से डायरेक्टली. का क्वेश्चन क्यों? क्योंकि यूएस का एंड India ka trade dispute in SEZ was there. So last year you had a question directly from SEZ. So this year the target area is fertilizer industry. What needs to be done? What needs to be done में सब में एक common point है, more research and development is required. Fine. Large scale investment in increasing irrigation facility, agriculture research and development will increase the demand of the fertilizers. अब demand थोड़ी कम है. इस डिमांड किसकी ज्यादा है? यूरिया बेस्ड फर्टिलाइजर्स की. बाकी फर्टिलाइजर्स की इतनी डिमांड नहीं है. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव द इरिगेशन फैसिलिटीज दैट आर देयर. यूरिया की इसलिए ज्यादा है बिकॉज इंडियन सॉइल इज पुअर इन नाइट्रोजन. फाइन. Recent farm loan waiver is expected to provide financial relief to farmers, and this will have positive effect on the fertilizer industry. How positive effects? Because they will have more money to buy the fertilizer. They don't have to pay the money to the banks. You can put even the schemes such as Sanman Yojana may give money for the farmers to take the fertilizer. Don't go into the issues of the Sanman Yojana कि उसमें पैसे ही नहीं मिल रहे. वो हमें सिर्फ मार्क्स लेने हैं यहाँ पे. फाइन. Good southwest monsoon rain 2019 is beneficial to the fertilizer sector. 2019 होना चाहिए, 2018 में रेनफॉल ही नहीं अच्छा था. फाइन. And lastly, farmers need to be taught the importance of using balanced fertilizers. That is NPK ratio followed should be 4:2:1. आइडियल चेंज हुआ है क्योंकि हम प्रॉपरली यूज नहीं करते. हमने तो आइडियल लिखना है आंसर में. ये इंडिया में तो चेंज ही है, ऐसा नहीं है एनपीके रेशियो इंडिया का. दिस इज आइडियल. नाइट्रोजनियस फर्टिलाइजर शुड बी 4 पार्ट्स, तो दिस शुड बी 2 पार्ट्स, दिस शुड बी 1 पार्ट. Chemical industries, the last industry. Give the least and the least importance to the chemical industry. Fine. अगर नहीं पढ़ के गए तो भी चलेगा. केमिकल इंडस्ट्रीज क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा केमिकल इंडस्ट्री में से. वाई केमिकल इंडस्ट्री से क्वेश्चन नहीं आएगा? बिकॉज ये मेजर इंडस्ट्री ऐसा बिग इंडस्ट्री नहीं है, ये टुकड़ों टुकड़ों में बटी है. कोई साबुन बना रहा है, कोई कॉस्टिक केमिकल्स बना रहा है, कोई और केमिकल्स बना रहा है. इट इज अ स्मॉल स्केल इंडस्ट्री. Fine. Chemical industry is the 4th largest group of industries after textile, iron and steel and engineering industry. It is regarded as a key industry because it provides products as raw materials to many other modern industries. Products as raw materials to many other modern industries. There are 2 types of chemical industry. One is petrochemical and pesticide industry. Other is fine chemicals mein pharmaceutical industry. Fine. Pharmaceutical we have done separate as a question. Chemical industry question. Chemical industry in India is mostly clustered along the coastline. अगर question आता है तो guarantee यही question आएगा. Fine. If we look at the location of the chemical industry, we will encounter uneven distribution. There are several factors that determine the location of the chemical industry. These factors can be conventional and non-conventional factors. Now, what is conventional factor? Supply of sufficient amount of raw material. This raw material can be local or imported. In India, heavy organic chemical industry. This answer is mostly for the petrochemical industry. Fine. Petrochemical industry is based on the imported raw material and hence have majorly a coastal location. Second, presence of large industrial market which will use the product as a raw material. कहाँ पे large industrial market? Again in the coast. Third, transport and communication. Most of the raw materials used in the chemical plants are bulky and weight losing. The finished products from the chemical industry are raw materials for many other industries. These finished products are also used directly in the market, example plastic. Therefore, good transportation network is a prerequisite condition. Capital intensive industry hai. Land, it requires large amount of land. The location is also selected in such a way that majority of the population is not affected by chemical waste emissions, etc. Waste disposal, large amount of waste is generated by the chemical industry. Therefore, site selected should have proper drainage system. Non-conventional factors, it is a knowledge intensive industry and therefore scientific environment with adequate facilities for research and experimentation. And secondly, supply of skilled specialized labor such as scientists, chemists, etc. Fine. ये है factors. And then petrochemical industry. Petrochemicals are mainly the chemicals and compounds derived from petroleum used to manufacture synthetic fibers. What is the example of synthetic fiber? Polyester. These are synthetic fibers. What are the natural fibers? Cotton, wool, jute. Synthetic rubber, insecticides, etc. History, it is of recent origin. Why recent origin? Because 1968 में शुरू हुआ था. Where the first plan by Union Carbide at Trombay in 1966, followed by a national organic chemical industry at Thane in 1968. Raw materials, naphtha and natural gas. Naphtha is a byproduct of which industry? Petrochemical industry. Therefore, such industries are located near the ports and oil refineries. Important organizations, IPCL, PCL, Petrophils Corporation Limited, CPET, Chennai. These were established to train students in many disciplines in designing, molding, processing and testing of the plastics. Important private players, Union Carbide Limited and Reliance Industries. The petro growth and distribution, the petrochemical sector has been given several tariffs and duty exemptions. Government wants FDI to enter in this sector and therefore government plans, why? Because government plans to make India a petrochemical hub by 2025. Fertilizer ka hub by 2021. Fine. Development of pipeline network of natural gas such as Hazaria, Bijapur, Jagdishpur pipeline has given push to petrochemical industry. Natural gas is an important feedstock which can be easily transported to pipelines. Demand from the consumers for the products such as dyes, plastic, synthetic fabrics, synthetic rubber, soaps, detergents have given further push. Dekho, as we become more consumer oriented market. So demand for different types of paints, different types of dyes, different types of the varnishes, designs in the houses, lamination wala paint in the houses, synthetic fibers, ये सब increase होते जाएगा. Getting at different types of soaps. पहले याद रखना Lifebuoy was the only soap, right? Now you have so much variety of the soaps. So all this is an outcome of petrochemical industry. Has given the further push. With the growing urbanization, there is a growing demand for quality of paints, soaps, etc. That is what I wanted to say. India is a leading exporter of petrochemicals to China, Southeast Asia, Central Europe and Central Asia. And this is the map of petrochemical industry. Porbandar, Jamnagar, Vapi, Thane, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. I missing hai Haldia, Bongaigaon and Baroni. And this is one industry जो अच्छा काम कर रहा है, fine, because India is the leading exporter of petrochemical, especially Reliance industry. With the annual growth rate of 8 to 10%, India's petrochemical industry has potential to reach US $300 billion by 2025. Fine. Now with this you know, take 10 minutes and write the question which is given there. Chemical industry in India is mostly clustered along the coastline. Write a proper answer. I will tell you how the demand should be. There has to be introduction and talk about the types of the chemicals. फिर एक factors open book रखना, मतलब ये देखना सामने. What are the factors? Raw materials, skilled labor, agglomeration effect, industrialization का effect, pipeline, and बताना ये सब facilities कहाँ available है and therefore कहाँ पे petrochemical industries है. एक point आना चाहिए, but in the recent days with the coming up of the pipeline, petrochemical industries have also gone into the interiors such as Bongaigaon and Baroni. Fine. And conclusion, this is the focus area of the government because the target is to become a petrochemical hub by 2025. Fine. ये typical 15 mark के या 10 mark के question है. It will never come for 20 marks. This is the map in front of you. कभी भी मैप्स में डाउट आया तो go to this website. This website is of Government of India. Maps of India. Fine. बट कमर्शियल वेबसाइट है इसलिए फ्री में नहीं है कुछ भी. कुछ नहीं, स्ट्रक्चर भी अगर रहेगा तो भी इट विल हेल्प यू. Sorry. Done? What are the factors near the coast? Specifically बताना पड़ेगा. Raw materials, import of the raw materials, presence of petrochemical hubs, presence of natural gas in that region, fine, presence of industrial powerhouse, so agglomeration effect, and lastly skilled manpower, and hence majority is located in the coast. And कौन सा? The western coast of India. Therefore pharmaceutical industry is also concentrated along the western coast of India. ऐसे बताना पड़ेगा. एक एक फैक्टर को लेके ब्रेक डाउन करना पड़ेगा. आई हैव गिवन यू वेरी जनरलाइज दिस थिंग. आंसर जब लिखोगे तो एक एक फैक्टर को रिलेट करना है. Fine. Show me the answer after the class. So stop writing now. And last we will come to the last industry that is remaining, that is the sugar industry. Factors, recent issues, or problems. जिसमें I have given you the problems, I have not given you the factors because you are only going to tell me the factors for the sugar industry in India. Fine. बहुत सिंपल है, GS का ही आंसर है ये. Raw material. What is the raw material? Sugar, cane, and sugar beet, right? Beetroot. But in India, it is mostly from the sugar cane. Though we make little bit amount of sugar even from the beet. Optional का आंसर है पूरा holistic होना चाहिए. It also should mention about beet. Sugar can be manufactured even from the beet. European countries manufacture it from the beet. North India it used to be manufactured from the beet. Fine, because beet was naturally grown here. Ab it is mostly sugar cane based. Then identify how is the what? Beetroot. Beetroot. Sugarcane is a tropical crop. How will be the Europeans etc. make some sweetening product? It comes from the beetroot. Chakundar, right? Chakundar in Hindi. It comes from the beetroot. Brown sugar. Sometimes it is sold as a brown sugar. Sometimes unrefined sugar is sold as a brown sugar. Fine. Second है, how is the type of the raw material? Weight losing, weight gaining. Weight losing. So कहाँ पे होगी industries? Near the raw material. That is, it will be localized industry. It cannot be centralized industry. It will be localized. And then map कौन सा आएगा? Sugarcane growing regions of India and the industries. उसके बाद problems. So एक छोटा factors regarding the sugar industry. It will come under the agro industry, just like jute and cotton industry, it will come under the agro industry. You will have to take it separately on the any separate page. Yeah, last page mein le lo. If it is blank, I will require only one page. Sugar industry. Sugar can be produced from sugar cane. Sugar can be produced from sugar cane. Beet. Or any other crops. Or any other crops. Which are used, which are having high sugar content. Which are having high sugar content. It can be even honey. It can be even fruits. It can be even sorghum. Sorghum मतलब जवार या बाजरा. Bajra. Sorghum means bajra, sweet sorghum. Fine. इंडिया में नहीं है ये सब. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. बीट, वही वही प्लांट दिखा रहा होगा. इंडिया ट्रॉपिकल नेशन, वहां का बीट यूरोप का, राइट, विच लुक्स मोर लाइक अ रेडिश. वहां का रेडिश इज पिंकिश इन कलर. वो अलग है. शकर, yes, शकरकंद is sweet potato. It is does not have sugar content, it has starch content. हाँ, वो पोटैटो फैमिली में आता है. बीट रूट, फाइन. हाँ, मूली in European nations, fine. This is in India, this is in Europe. So it depends. कि color etc. depends upon the climate, depends upon the shape, depends upon the size. Fine. Beet मतलब वही beet, सिर्फ color थोड़ा change हो जाता है. Next, it is the second largest agro processing industry. Second largest agro processing industry after cotton textile industry, after the cotton textile industry. Second largest industry after the cotton textile industry. See, lemon is an example of citrus fruit, but lemon की कितनी varieties है? ये इंडिया वाला है. Fine. This is of the equatorial nations. जो sweet होता है, इसको काटोगे तो ऐसा कलर आता है, which looks more like an orange. Fine. Next, it provides an employment. It provides an employment to around 3 lakh workers directly, and 2.5 crore farmers indirectly. $2.5 crore farmers indirectly. Modern sugar industry was introduced in 19th century. Modern sugar industry was introduced in 19th century by Dutch in Bihar. By Dutch in Bihar. 1840 में Bihar, the first sugar industry. There was sudden rise of sugar industry in North India. There was sudden rise of sugar industry in North India in early 20th century. In early 20th century, as a replacement for indigo. याद है? Indigo revolution, etc. As a replacement for indigo. Indigo was going into the loss. As a replacement for indigo. Next, it is heavily localized industry. It is heavily localized industry. because sugar cane is, it is highly localized industry because sugar cane is heavy, low value, मतलब जल्दी खराब हो जाएगा इसलिए वैल्यू कम हो जाएगी, वेट लूजिंग एंड पेरिशेबल रॉ मटेरियल, and hence sugar industry is located around 25 to 30 kilometers, 25 to 30 kilometers radius of sugar growing region, 25 to 30 kilometers radius of sugar growing region. The largest producer of sugarcane in India is UP. The largest producer of sugarcane in India is UP. Followed by Maharashtra. Next point, 60 to 65%, 60 to 65% of sugar in India, comes from Satluj Ganga belt, Satluj Ganga belt. Second point, first point होना चाहिए ये, first point, take this in point, Satluj Ganga belt 60 to 65%. याद रखना, it contains 51% of the total sugarcane grown in the country, Satluj Ganga plain. Second, the black cotton soil region, the black soil belt of Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu, along the eastern slopes of Western Ghats, is the second important region, and third, is along the coastal Andhra Pradesh, that is Krishna Godavari region. Coastal Andhra Pradesh, Krishna Godavari region. Coastal Andhra Pradesh, Krishna Godavari region. The major sugarcane belt of India is as shown in the diagram below. Major sugarcane belt is in the diagram given below. Satluj Ganga belt, sugar industries है ये. Maharashtra belt and हाँ, और उतना ही. एक हाथ ब्लैंक पेज ले लो किसी. Can I continue? The main producers are sugar industry. हम sugar cane की बात नहीं कर रहे. We are not doing agriculture, we are doing industry. So all thing is related to industry. अगर ये agriculture का map होता, तो it would have gone till here. Understanding? Main producers are Maharashtra, second UP, third Tamil Nadu, fourth Karnataka. Fine. This is the sugar industry. Take a separate question. Right? Take it on the separate page only. Analyze the distributional pattern of sugar industry in India. Analyze the distributional pattern of the sugar industry in India. ये है first part of the question which we have just written. Distributional pattern of the sugar industry in India. कहाँ पे है, कैसा है? Full stop. Examine the reason for shifting of sugar industry towards peninsular India. Full stop. और second question को ही मैं थोड़ा language change कर रहा हूँ. Why in spite of North India being largest producer of sugar cane, sugar industry is located in peninsular India. Sugar industry is mostly located in peninsular India. As it is, ये question GS में भी आ चुका है. Fine. So can you tell me why? The reasons for this. थोड़ा सोचो. Why? Sugar cane cultivation. कहाँ पे? क्यों? So you have to tell climatic differences. Right? So answer का structure होगा climatic differences. Sugar cane is a tropical crop or a temperate crop? Tropical crop. North India is tropical or subtropical and temperate region. So therefore winters here are very cold, which destroys, and therefore the growing season is not there. Summers here are so hot कि loo destroys the sugar cane content. Fine. Second, historical factor. I'll give you this historical factor में before World War I and after World War I की situation. North India traditionally is not a sugar growing region. Fine. Traditional sugar growing region is South India, peninsular India. But North India में sugar cane came as an alternative to indigo, because when the Teen Khitiya system was abolished, then indigo was replaced by the sugar cane. But उसके कारण as due to the climate does not support it, therefore the growing season and hence the crushing season is limited. Peninsular India में growing season and the crushing season is throughout the year. Third factor जो हम करेंगे specifically, loo destroys the sugar content or juice content in the sugar cane, and hence yield of sugar is less. Frost during the winters again is harmful for the sugar cane. Both the loo and the frost are absent in the peninsular India. Peninsular India is experiencing sudden increase in the sugarcane, especially in the Tamil Nadu belt region, because of the shape of the peninsula is tapering. And because of the tapering shape of the peninsula, moderate to moist climate is there. जितना ज़्यादा moisture, उतना अच्छा है for sugarcane. याद रखना, जितना moisture in the air, उतना more juice in the sugarcane. इसलिए most of the sugar growing countries are island nations. Indonesia, Cuba, Mauritius, South Africa का coastal regions. India ही एक ऐसी country है जहाँ पे sugarcane is grown in this red part. It is so away from the coast. Getting it? Brazil, coastal nations. कहाँ पे होता है sugarcane? Only along the coast. Brazil के interiors में तो कोई रहता भी नहीं है. It is totally Amazon का forest. Sugarcane is only along the coast. Right? And Brazil is tropics. Brazil में से equator pass होता है. So look at the equatorial type of climate is there in Brazil. Getting it? So and problems हमारे सामने हैं. Problems पहले बाद में discuss करेंगे. So first writing the answer of the first part of the question. Second part of the question. First part of the question I have already given you. Fine? Sugarcane is a tropical crop. Sugarcane is a tropical crop. Requiring a hot and humid climate with average temperatures of average temperatures of 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. Hot and humid climate with average temperatures of 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. Delhi में humid climate जब होता है, then what is the temperature? 45 degrees Celsius. बाकी के समय it is hot climate, but that is a dry climate. That is the condition for entire North India. Fine. In the later part of the growing season, temperatures above 20 degrees Celsius. Temperatures above 20 degrees Celsius. Along with open skies. Along with the open skies. Is beneficial for thickening of the sugarcane. Thickening of the sugarcane and acquiring juice. And acquiring the juice. Next paragraph. But in India, there is paradoxical character of sugarcane cultivation. Paradox क्या है? The best conditions are available in South India, but the largest area is in North India. Paradoxical character in the sugarcane cultivation. That largest area under sugarcane is in North India. Reasons 1. First reason. Before World War I, indigo was the favorite crop. Indigo was the most favorite cash crop. But with the introduction of indigo matlab Neil. Indigo means Neil. But with the introduction of chemical dyes, कोई आजकल नील नहीं देता कपड़ों को. With the introduction of chemical dyes, area under indigo was replaced by sugarcane. In North India. In North India. In North India. And second, in the peninsular India, sugarcane faces tough competition from. In the peninsular India, sugarcane faces tough competition from tobacco, cotton, groundnut, coconut, cashew nut, etc. जो लिखना है लिखो. Cashew nut also you can write, etc. ये sugar cane में मेहनत बहुत है. Fine. So the farmers, even if they are getting less income, they will be ready to grow these crops. Tough competition. Next subheading, irrigation तो north में भी है. तब इरिगेशन कहाँ था जब शुगर केन आया? तब इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद. यूपी बिहार was initially a sugar cane growing belt. Punjab is an example जहाँ sugar cane shifted after irrigation facilities. Haryana is an example after the irrigation facilities. UP Bihar was already a region of sugar cane growing. Before independence, we had a sugar cane mill in India, first in Asia, in Gorakhpur. One of the largest mill before independence. Irrigation नहीं था तब. और वैसे भी बिहार में, यूपी में irrigation की ज़रूरत नहीं है. It undergoes flooding every year. Fine. Irrigation की ज़रूरत है जहाँ rainfall is less. Because sugar cane के लिए remember you require 75 centimeters of rainfall. So irrigation की इतनी ज़रूरत नहीं होती. Even if that is the rainfall is occurring. Irrigation की ज़रूरत पड़ती है in the drought prone regions of India. Because even 75 centimeters यहाँ पे properly rainfall नहीं होता. Next subheading, peninsular shift. Peninsular shift. First point. Peninsula offers better climatic conditions. First point है climate. Better climatic conditions. Due to the absence of dew and frost, the growing and crushing season is much longer. कहाँ पे? Peninsula. While in North India, it is only of 4 months. It is only of 4 months. Hence, the yield of sugar in Maharashtra, are 33% higher than UP. Are 33% higher than UP. Second, सुक्रोज कंटेंट अलग, yield पर हेक्टेयर कितना गन्ना आ रहा है. सुक्रोज कंटेंट इस ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं है, 9%, 13%, एंड तमिलनाडु में 16%. 9% in UP, 13% in Maharashtra, and 16% in Tamil Nadu. Sucrose content, how much sugar will come out of one sugar cane, right? Yield कम है, कितनी मीन्स 33% कम. क्यों फैक्चुअल डेटा में जाना है, पर हेक्टेयर कितना है याद भी नहीं रहेगा वो सब. कितना है पर हेक्टेयर? 45-50 टन पर एकड़. मेरे को चेक करना पड़ेगा, मे बी इन योर डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज वेरी करता है. सेकंड, एक्सटेंशन ऑफ इरिगेशन फैसिलिटीज. हेडिंग्स देना, एक्सटेंशन ऑफ इरिगेशन फैसिलिटीज, of irrigation facilities. In the black soil region, irrigation allowed the moisture to be conserved. Irrigation allowed the moisture to be conserved, making it suitable for sugarcane. Suitable for sugarcane. Sugarcane. Yes, he is right. See, Tamil Nadu has a unique distinction of giving the highest yield in India. It is 1 lakh kgs, 1,03,000 kgs per hectare. Highest yield in India, 1,03,000 kgs per hectare of sugarcane. Third, the cooperative mills in south are better managed than in north. Fourth, most of the mills of the southern India are new and therefore equipped with modern machineries. Fifth, the moderate climate of southern peninsula due to the tapering nature of coast, due to tapering shape of peninsula, not coast, due to the tapering shape of peninsula, gives higher sucrose content in the sugar. Higher sucrose content in the sugar. And therefore productivity is high. Productivity is high. And the last point, mills of North India remain closed for 6 to 7 months. Remain closed for 6 to 7 months. But this labor has to be paid. But the labor has to be paid. क्योंकि growing season ही नहीं है, fine, labor has to be paid. And hence they are in loss. Hence they are in loss. Therefore, क्या हो रहा है? Sugar industry is shifting southwards. Right? Now open this problems of sugar industry. Problems of sugar industry. This is more important. वहाँ से क्वेश्चन आने के चांसेस कम है, बट ये कभी कभी जैसे जियो सिंक्लाइन आया था इस साल, वैसे क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. So problems of sugar industry, this is important. Now see how I have changed the diagram. Black and black region is the region of high production of sugarcane. Red and red region, this is the region of medium production of sugarcane. Right? So what is the problem of the sugar industry? High cost of sugar production due to uneconomic production process and inefficient technology. We'll see in GS, optional में ज़रूरत नहीं है, there is something known as sustainable sugarcane initiative, in which कितनी spacing होनी चाहिए between the sugar crops, कैसा rattoning practice करनी चाहिए कि नहीं, how the seeds can be improved, इन सब पे focus है, so that we increase the productivity of the sugarcane. Right now we are still using the old method. World has moved ahead. ऐसे नहीं कि हम our method is not good. Problem is world का methods are better than ours, and therefore we are facing the problem. Fine. Lower recovery rate. India में recovery rate is on an average 10%. World over the recovery rate is 15%. Cuba में the recovery rate is 22%. Small sugar mills. Small sizes reduces the crushing capacity. Most of the mills have crushing capacity of 1200 tons per day, making them economically unviable. इस recovery rate कितना juice निकलेगा? Sucrose content. Recovery rate is sucrose content. कितना है? Old and outdated machinery, ये हमने अभी लिखा है. Most of the mills in UP and Bihar are more than 50 years old, which reduces the profit and makes them sick. Fine. Fourth point, competition from good. India में सबसे बड़ा problem ये है. Fine. Around 33% of sugarcane is used for manufacturing good and khansari, which causes the shortage of raw materials for sugar. What is khansari? चीनी जैसी जो प्रसाद देते हैं मंदिर में वो. वो नहीं, लिक्विड नहीं. फाइन. इसलिए दो इंडिया इज द लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ शुगर केन इन द वर्ल्ड, ब्राजील इज द लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ शुगर, नॉट बिकॉज कि हम पीछे है, बिकॉज 33% हमारा चाहता है गुड़ बनाने में. फाइन. Seasonal and low crushing season, this is what we have just written, varies between 4 to 7 months in a year, especially in North India. Therefore, mills and the workers remain idle. Understood? ये point अभी हमने लिखा है. The main products of bagasse and molasses are not utilized properly by the mills because of confusing government policies. It can be used for biofuels and paper industry. But अभी तक कुछ नहीं है. You already know कहाँ sugar mills है और कहाँ paper industry है, and there is no collaboration between the industries. Seventh, very important, changing dietary patterns due to artificial low-calorie sweeteners have reduced the demand. And this is more important. And see the graph on page number 3. This is page number 3. उसके बाद होना चाहिए था page number 4. ये उल्टा हो गया. Page number 3. कैन यू सी प्रोडक्शन ऊपर नीचे जा रहा है वी शेप में, बट कंजम्पशन मोर और लेस कांस्टेंट है. फाइन. So whenever the production is less than the consumption, you get higher prices. But whenever the production is more than the consumption, there is less demand, lower prices. So there is a variation in the production, but consumption is more or less same in India. This is because many people, especially in the urban India, are shifting towards low calorie sweeteners. Fine. More surplus due to high production. कितना था सरप्लस? 35 million tons in 2018, but less demand. कितनी थी डिमांड? 26 million tons. Reduces the prices. 35 million tons was the production, 26 million tons was the demand, which reduces the prices. This causes economic loss to the factories and hence the payment issues to farmers. Sugarcane farmers in India are facing payment crisis due to this factories remaining idle, less demand. For example, in 2017-18, total arrears from the sugar industry stood at, ये farmers को देने पैसे बचे हैं from the sugar industry, कितने? 17,493 crores. That is why he had said some days back that they have stopped taking sugarcane. 17,000 crore is remaining to be farmers. उसमें से 800 crore तो यूपी में ही है. Fine. 400 करोड़ बिहार में है. आठ हजार करोड़ यूपी में है, 4,000 करोड़ बिहार में. Flawed economics and government policies. Now this is important point. Flawed economics, wrong economics and the government policies. Sugarcane prices are determined by the government, right? But sugar prices are determined by the market demand and supply. इसका मतलब है how much a farmer is giving is determined by who? कौन? क्या? कौन सी body? Prelims. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. उसको क्या कहते हैं? MSP या FRP? Fair Remunerative Price. कौन डिटरमाइन करता है? ढूंढो आज. Who determines the sugarcane का prices? Now come to the back page. हाँ, पर उसका नाम है एक. Fine. This prices मतलब sugar का prices are politically determined. पीछे आओ. That wrong printed है. Page number 3. These prices are politically determined. There has been 54% increase in the prices of sugarcane, but the prices of sugar and other byproducts have not increased in the similar manner. And therefore, sugar industry is becoming unviable. Hence, Rangarajan Committee in 2012 proposed the decontrol of sugar industry. ये पूरा privatize कर दो sugar industry. Let the sugarcane का prices as well as sugar का prices determined by the market demand and supply. मतलब understanding this point, इलेक्शन से पहले हर साल शुगर का एफआरपी बढ़ाया जाता है, बट शुगर केन का एफआरपी बढ़ाया जाता है. सो फार्मर्स को इतने देना चाहिए, इतना देना चाहिए, बट शुगर की प्राइस तो डिमांड एंड सप्लाई पे है. बोथ शुड बी गवर्नमेंट डिटरमाइंड या बोथ शुड बी प्राइवेट? हाँ, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ही अनाउंस करेगी, बिकॉज एग्रीकल्चर इज अ स्टेट सब्जेक्ट. वो प्राइस डिटरमाइन करेगा मिनिमम. अब स्टेट गवर्नमेंट पॉलिटिकल के लिए उसमें और 200 रुपए ऐड करेगी और 100 रुपए ऐड करेगी या और 400 रुपए ऐड करेगी, डिपेंडिंग कि कौन से इलेक्शन से आसपास. फाइन. इफ देयर इज असेंबली इलेक्शन और ज्यादा प्राइस बढ़ेंगे, क्योंकि पता है पैसे तो देने नहीं है. फाइन. एरियर्स चलते रहेंगे. वाटर क्राइसिस. एज पर नीति आयोग कंपोजिट वाटर मैनेजमेंट इंडेक्स से कुछ नहीं, इट हैज नथिंग टू डू विथ शुगर केन, बट आंसर में कुछ पॉइंट्स आने चाहिए, इसलिए ये जबरदस्ती डाला गया है. राइट. इंडिया इज फेसिंग इट्स वर्स्ट वाटर क्राइसिस एंड शुगर केन इज अ वाटर इंटेंसिव इंडस्ट्री एंड देयरफॉर क्राइसिस के बदले लिखो देयरफॉर मोस्ट ऑफ द शुगर केन ग्रोइंग रीजन्स are facing man-made droughts. Therefore, most of the sugarcane growing regions are facing man-made droughts. Lastly, example इसमें Chennai drought can be an example, Marathwada का drought can be an example. Fine, it is all man-made drought. Lastly, government policy of quota limit on selling of sugar on each firm. Excess है, फिर भी quota है, it's still under the license raj. Import of cheap sugar, artificial shortage due to hoarding has caused distress to both producer and farmers. Way forward सबसे important है अंडरस्टैंडिंग, वो रॉन्ग अटैच हुआ है पेज नंबर 3 and 4. सबसे important है, you will have to write this point, shifting farmers out of sugarcane. You have to move farmers out of the sugarcane. तब तक कुछ होगा नहीं, because the demand of the sugarcane is going to decrease further. Decontrolling sugar cane and sugar production. Let market demand and supply correct the financial problems. देखो means you should not just give them FRP. अगर एक साल loss होगा farmer का, but he will, if you don't give them FRP, he will automatically shift to some better crops. Fine. Third, university to farmer linkages. Better sugarcane varieties, reducing cost and water use, improved methods of production. Example, sustainable sugarcane initiative. Example, sustainable sugarcane initiative. It is a practical approach to sugarcane production which is based on the principles more with less in agriculture, like the system of rice intensification. ये आ चुका है prelims में, rice intensification. Sustainable sugarcane initiative improves the productivity of water, land and labor, and all at the same time while reducing the overall pressure on water resources. Means water efficiency बढ़ाता है and production बढ़ाता है. Fine. देखो क्या क्या होता है, you don't have to go in detail. Nursery using single budded chips. मतलब कुछ फार्मर्स सीड्स ग्रो करेंगे, वो दैट विल बी द नर्सरी, एक टाइम यूज हुई चिप्स. जनरली वी यूज 2 to 3 टाइम्स यूज्ड चिप्स, मतलब शुगर केन के डंडे. सो उससे प्रोडक्टिविटी कम होती है. यंग सीडलिंग्स 25 to 30 days ओल्ड, अभी ओल्ड सीडलिंग्स आर आल्सो ट्रांसप्लांटेड. फाइन. वाइड स्पेसिंग in the main field, which reduces the seed requirement because they get more sunlight, more air. So as a result of this, less fertilizer, less pesticides, right? And providing sufficient moisture and avoiding inundation of water, whereby 40% of water is saved. So water भी यहाँ पे save हुआ. Intercropping, sugar cane के साथ साथ कुछ और crops भी grow करो. That is what is intercropping. Fine. Leads to increase in the length and width of individual canes, at least 20 to 25 tillers per plant and 9 to 10 milliable canes per plant, as compared to the 10 to 15 tillers and 4 to 5 milliable canes in the conventional sugarcane. मतलब the production increases, productivity increases by 35 to 40%. Fine. ये मैं टेलीग्राम के ग्रुप पे शेयर कर दूंगा, सस्टेनेबल शुगर इनिशिएटिव. It tries to use vermicomposting, coco pith, etc., rather than normal fertilizers. Yes. That is what is known as transplanting. वही transplanting. India हम वही method use करते हैं. We don't remove the entire sugarcane का crop. रैटोनिंग सिस्टम, बट उससे प्रोडक्टिविटी कम हो जाती है रैटोनिंग सिस्टम से. तो ट्रांसप्लांटिंग इज बेटर देन रैटोनिंग. रैटोनिंग मीन्स ये शुगर केन है, फाइन, यू टेक दिस शुगर केन, काटो उसको, लेट इट रिमेन इन द फील्ड. नेक्स्ट ईयर से फिर से यही शुगर केन ग्रो होगी. सो यू आर सेविंग ऑन द प्लांटिंग ऑफ द सीड्स. दैट इज व्हाट इज नोन एज रैटूनिंग सिस्टम. इंडिया में वी आर द इन्वेंटर्स ऑफ दिस सिस्टम, बट इससे प्रोडक्टिविटी कम होता है. अब व्हाट इज देयर, देयर इज एन आई इन द शुगर केन. शुगर केन इज अ बैम्बू, और बॉम्बे के पास हमेशा आई होता है. टेक दिस आई, grow new sugar cane and transplant them. थोड़ा लेबर ज़्यादा लगता है but production is more. Getting it? It's against the ratooning system. Next, better utilization of the byproducts such as production of ethanol blending with petrol will reduce the trade deficit as well as increase the profit margins. This will also bring new investment and technology in the sugar industry. Ethanol blending with the petrol 2010 से बात हो रही है, अभी तक कुछ नहीं हुआ on the ground. Fine. And lastly, encouraging cooperative mills and democratizing existing cooperative structure. The fifth point has already been done by adding in the article right to form cooperatives. Fine. This is there. And this is the end of industries का chapter. Right? Tourism including ecotourism. Scope is paper 1. Economic geography. And paper 2. The same chapter we are doing, that is the chapter on industry. So मैं ये डिस्कस करूंगा, अगेन आपको ऐसे ही नोट्स दूंगा कल ही, टूरिज्म, बट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द कंसेप्ट ऑफ टूरिज्म. कुछ थियरी हो सकती है टूरिज्म के पीछे. और हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ टूरिज्म आर देयर? Many types. So tell me the types. सबसे पहले टूरिज्म इज रिक्रिएशनल टूरिज्म. राइट? व्हाट इज रिक्रिएशनल टूरिज्म? जो आप हमेशा करते हो. राइट? दैट इज द रिक्रिएशनल टूरिज्म. You go for freshening up, which is based on push and pull factors. Push factor is the stress in the life. Pull factor can be scenic beauty, natural beauty. Fine. Theory है इस पे. The push and pull factors or the push and pull motivators of tourism. Behavioral geography. There can be business tourism. Can you give me an example of business tourism? कहाँ पे? प्लेन में जाते हैं दूसरे कंट्री में. मीन्स business tourism. PM going, it is not like this. Suppose you go to Bangalore for any work, fine, उसके साथ साथ कर लिया मैसूर and Ooty. That is an example of an business tourism. You go to Hyderabad and उसके साथ people come to Delhi, and Delhi में आने के बाद because एक दिन खाली है, कुतुब मीनार भी देख लेंगे, अक्षरधाम भी देख लेंगे. This is what is the business tourism. Trade fair is an example of a business tourism. Yes, trade fairs. Yeah, automobile fair, auto expo. It is a perfect example of a business tourism. When WTO is a business tourism. Health tourism. That is medical tourism. India is the leading center of the health tourism in the world, medical tourism. Educational tourism. Cultural tourism. Surajkund Mela, cultural tourism. And lastly, social tourism. When recreational tourism, educational tourism, cultural tourism and social tourism is with the nature, he will call this as eco tourism. It is more nearer to the nature. He will call this as an eco tourism. Fine. So कोई भी recreational tourism को और डिवाइड करो. व्हेन यू ये इतने ओपन एंडेड टॉपिक्स है कि जितना आंसर डिवाइड करोगे उतना ज्यादा अच्छे मार्क्स मिलेंगे. हाउ यू कैन डिवाइड इट? रिक्रिएशनल टूरिज्म, बिजनेस में डाल सकते हो या रिक्रिएशन में डाल सकते हो, किसी में. Dark tourism, it will come in cultural tourism. Where you will like to go for tourist? कल अगर छुट्टी रही क्लास में तो कहाँ पे जाओगे घूमने? जम्मू कश्मीर. You? Anywhere. Instantly, if you want to go, where you are going to go? Goa. Tawang. That is, हमेशा याद रखना, recreational tourism, I got the answer. What I wanted is either in the form of hill tourism or in the form of coastal tourism or in the form of plain tourism. Goa can be a plain tourism, fine. Jagannath Puri can be a plain tourism. It can be coastal also, it can be plain also. If you want to go to some, maybe Varanasi, it can be a plain tourism, fine. When you divide it, आपको answer मिल जाता है. Hill tourism के regions in India, Himalayas, Western Ghats. What are the threats to that region? Eco-sensitive zones है. What the tourists are doing to that region? Coastal and plain tourism के regions in India, most of the other regions. Coastal tourism में क्या क्या problems है? Destruction of mangroves, plastic waste, dead zone in the oceans, right? With the climate change, more and more cyclones which are going to come up. You know the satellite image has captured 2 more cyclones in the Arabian Sea. Record है इस साल more cyclones in the Arabian Sea as compared to the Bay of Bengal. जो हमारा पढ़ाई है उसके exactly opposite, which shows that global warming, fine. And plain tourism, it is either in the form of cultural tourism, temple tourism, or either in the form of social tourism. यहाँ के problems generally अलग होते हैं. यहाँ पे क्या problems होते हैं? यहाँ पे problems होता है river का degradation, deforestation. अब उठाओ past year question, most of the questions will come from hill tourism. Why? Because ये area सबसे ज़्यादा problematic है. Landslides, Kedarnath disaster, illegal buildings, removal of the slopes, illegal removal of the slopes, maintaining the plastic debris, forest fires, because hills in India are extremely under stress. So that is what is the hill tourism. Getting it? But hill में हमेशा कम population होगा, plains में हमेशा ज़्यादा population होगा. Make a airport directly at McLeodganj, nobody will like to come to Delhi. It is because of the Delhi airport is an international airport, foreign tourists come to Delhi and थोड़ा बहुत historical settings उनके साथ देख लेते हैं, right? And then we have guides also. ये जो स्टोरीज कभी सुने हैं फॉरेनर्स के साथ, सिर्फ फॉरेनर्स के ग्रुप के पीछे घूमना एंड लिसन टू द स्टोरीज, गाइड टेल देम. सो गाइड इज मोर लाइक अ एक्टर. वो फॉरेनर्स को इतना इंप्रेस कर देता है कि यहाँ पे वो देखिए वहां पे बैठते थे शाहजहां, आज भी उधर उनका बाल है, ही यूज्ड टू टॉक लाइक दिस, यहाँ पे कैदियों को ये होता था. सो फॉरेनर्स गेट इंप्रेस्ड बाय दिस, राइट. बट मोस्टली दे कम फ्रॉम हिल और फॉर गोवा. There can be next question on the challenges and opportunities for India in the medical tourism. And cultural tourism में temples, but there will be no question on the cultural tourism in India. So हमें tourism सिर्फ focus करना है on the recreational tourism, health tourism, and obviously on the separate issue what is known as ecotourism, because that has been given separately on our syllabus. What are the challenges of the ecotourism? Fine. Paper 1, which is the theory of tourism? Push and pull factors in tourism. There has been no question as of now till in the paper 1 in the tourism. Fine. Push and pull factors in the tourism. Push factors can be escape from the stress of the life. Push factor can be you want to do meditation and relax. Push factor can be health and fitness, trekking के लिए. पुश फैक्टर कैन बी एडवेंचर, आपको एडवेंचर करना है इसलिए. दोनों में आएगा, दोनों में है एक्चुअली. हेल्थ एंड फिटनेस कैन बी पुश एज वेल एज पुल. पुश फैक्टर कैन बी मोर सोशल इंटरेक्शन. पुल फैक्टर में religion is different from meditation. Religion and meditation don't go hand in hand. Yes. Religion हमेशा अशांति फैलाएगा, meditation हमेशा शांति फैलाएगा. Religion is just to control, a source of control. डर के लिए. टॉम क्रूज ने अपना एक खुद का रिलीजन है, साइंटोलॉजी. सो टॉम क्रूज इज नॉट गॉड. सो दिस इज देयर. Yes, he didn't start it. He's the biggest follower of it. Prestige. Prestige. I go to Europe, I go to this thing, prestige issue. सेल्फी के लिए, फाइन. प्रेस्टीज इशू. हाँ, तो दैट इज द प्रेस्टीज इशू. फाइन. आजकल आसान है, फेसबुक पे लोकेशन चेंज कर दो एंड चेक इन कर दो. So you have gone to पता चल रहा है दिल्ली में यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर यूपीएससी, रिलेटिव्स को बताने के लिए कर दो अलास्का, लास्ट चेक इन अलास्का, फाइन. द पुल फैक्टर्स कैन बी climate, scenic beauty, it can be nature, it can be cultural and religious events, Kumbh Mela, it can be, इसलिए मैंने कहा कि दोनों में कॉमन आएगा, एडवेंचर, it can be quality of services and facility, it can be beach etc. So this is one theory of the tourism. Direct कभी आंसर नहीं होगा. अब जब हम कल डिस्कस करेंगे एक एक रीजन को, हमें सिर्फ अप्लाई करना है हिल रीजन्स ऑफ इंडिया में कैसे दिस थिंग इज देयर. फाइन. Clear? So I'll stop here. I'll send you the PDF today on the Telegram. Ecotourism